yogis. It's just a little bit of bedtime yoga for those days when you've not got much practice in. You just want to have a bit of a stretch, release a bit of tension, maybe check in with a little bit of strength and just feel a little bit more centered before bed. So we're going to come into pose of devotion. Big toes together, knees can be together or wide, and your arms extend. You can use a brick here underneath your bottom. That's quite nice. A block under your bottom, or a brick under your bottom, or a block or a brick under your head, just to bring body parts closer to each other or the floor closer to you. So nice pose of devotion. We're going to take a good sort of 6 to 8 breaths here. So really softening your palms into the mat, using your out breaths, letting your tummy soften and relax, letting your tummy be floppy, and connecting a little bit to the base of your spine where our root chakra is located partially here. Go ahead and come into either cobra or up dog, so travelling forwards on the mat, and your up dog, your hips can be off the mat, arms straight, breathing in, shoulders down as you breathe out. Or maybe your cobra, you're a little bit lower, you might have elbows nearly straight. Or baby cobra, elbows are bent and you're kind of looking more down towards the mat. You can be in your forearms as well, upright in king cobra, or a little bit further down in baby. So take another sort of 3 breaths here, breathing in, breathing out. From here we can either push back to a cat, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, do a dip of the lower back, move the shoulder blades down, look up for cow. Breathe in, breathe out around the spine, tuck the chin in for cat. Or you can go from those up dogs or cobras. Tuck toes, hover knees, swing up, breathing in and out to downward dog. So wherever you are, we'll take another 4 breaths. So 4 extensions and flexions in cat, or 4 breaths in downward dog. Head heavy in downward dog, and you might try and ease the heels down towards the mat. From here we're going to walk forwards towards the hands and come into a nice squat pose. So squat pose can be as I am. You've got your bottom down, you've got your bottom's hovering, or a brick, or whatever you've got similar to a brick can be handy, where you sit on the brick. If this doesn't feel good either, you could be bottom down, like so, or you could be one leg in kind of a squat leg and one leg extended, and then with that be sure to swap if you're going for that option. So squat, your heels turn in a bit, your toes turn out a bit, elbows inside your knees. I'm just loosening off my neck. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. Breathe out, just close your eyes. You might look down a little bit. Just let everything soften in your squat. Everything release with that subtle strength and length coming through the spine. Squat does lead us really nicely into so from here I'll just bring my hands down. I'm going to turn around so you can see, into a low back asana. Low back asana. So it's a wide hand span, it's elbows inside your knees, come forwards and tuck the toes back. Leads you really nicely into that, if that is in your practice. If it's not in your practice, you might be working on it. You might just be pointing the toes of one foot back at a time, just gently getting into it. You might be someone who likes to bring the head down, so you might kind of go from here with the elbows inside the knees, bring the head down, and then find your triceps with your knees. I call this the mushroom. So bringing the head down, and then here we go. There we are. So that might be you. Also, you might be someone who from here can release the knees and push into headstand. So pushing the ribs then, or the shoulder blades towards the ribs. Nice wide shoulder blades. It's nice from shoulder stand, headstand, sorry. Did I call it shoulder stand? Headstand to go wide and really relax the legs, get into the lower back. Keep the ribs, keep the shoulder blades pushing towards the ribs. Stamina challenge. Back up again. Coming down. Come into a nice cobra or up dog again. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then back up to cat or downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. So if you've not done any strength work that day, it's just a nice little check-in. Can feel really nice. I'm going to walk my feet into an Uttanasana, standing forward fold. You might be having just hands just gently somewhere on the legs. You might be holding the big toes. Or you might be standing on your hands, getting a nice bit of flexion in the spine, length in the back of the legs. Really sighing your breath out, letting go. From here I'm going to lift and lengthen, just look ahead, flat back position. And I'm going to breathe out and step a leg back for a low lunge. Because it's bedtime, I'm going to bring that knee down, hands to the inner thigh, inner front foot, and just ease forwards and back. So just lengthening the hip flexors on the back leg there. Getting into the insertion point of the hip on the front leg. You could bring your forearms down if you want. You could even take the same arm as the front foot and take that arm behind the foot. It kind of locks you a little bit lower. I'm going to again just come back into a nice up dog or cobra. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh, and just wiggle out any tension. I'm going to breathe in and breathe out and go back to pose of devotion. Arms extended, forehead down. Taking hands a little wider and then pushing up into downward dog. Taking a breath or two, head heavy, and then lunging the opposite leg forwards for a low lunge. So we've got the opposite leg forwards now, sliding the other leg back and down, easing forwards and back, maybe bringing the forearms down. What you can also do to get lower is just kind of peel the inner front foot off the mat. People who come to my bedtime yoga online, we do this a lot. Just nice for releasing at bedtime. Maybe we're going to go behind. And there's a little bit of a fun trick here where you can push the hand down and you've got a bit of a contact between the arm and the leg. You can lift that leg. So you've got a bit of strength coming into the arm, the wrist, and even the leg as well, actually. Okay, from here I'm just going to come to a nice a nice half lotus pose. It's easy sometimes to get a bit carried away when you start doing a yoga session and it's bedtime and then you're on the mat and it feeds into this pose and that pose. But you know, conserve your energy. Remember it's bedtime. Remember what your purpose is, and what the purpose was for us tonight was a bit of a stretch, just a bit of a check-in with the yoga mat, and a bit of a check-in with. A little bit of check-in with strength, which is why I brought those little hand and head balances in, if it's in your practice, which it may not be. So half lotus can be cross-legged, doesn't have to be full half lotus. It can be bring that foot up, you might bring it up higher, you might even be softer again, you might just be one leg tucked in, one leg extended. That's absolutely fine. Just be sure to switch the legs at some point. Take a little twist, so one hand across, the other hand behind. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, twist, look over the shoulder. A couple of breaths here. The really nice thing about yoga, and particularly at bedtime, is just breathe, just relax, just release. Just let your mind come home to your body. Just notice a little hole in my t-shirt. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, twist, look over the shoulder. And back to center again. I'm always trying to release tension from my neck, just kind of moving it around. If that's you, then a nice one is chin to chest. And then palms can apply pressure to the back of the head and release the back of the neck. Release the upper back. So here we go. It feels a lot better. So if you've been in your half lotus, go ahead and just change, just switch it. And we're just going to take a few moments just to ground here, just to prepare for bed. A little bit of a sleepy mantra. You want to have a restful sleep. You might have your own mantra that is quite poignant for you at this time. You might be letting go of something. You might be finding some strength. You might be trying to give yourself more love or extend more love out. Whatever it might be, just, you know, maybe just adopt a little mantra. Just a little check-in for you. Okay, and thank you for joining in. Sleep well, Om Shanti. Night night, yogis.